This is the coolest guy in Houston, Texas. You may know him, Mattress Mack. Last year, he bet $10 million on the Astros, won $75 million for his customers.
That's right.
That's his customers. His customers win it all, right? So Mattress Mack, I learned that back in the 90s, you owned a lot of Elvis memorabilia here in the store.
I did. I had tons of Elvis memorabilia. I had a robe that he wore at the Hilton Hotel in Las Vegas. You know, that big cape, I should say. It was spectacular. We had his Lincoln Continental here with TCB on the side of the door, and lots of great Elvis memorabilia. Some guy came and offered me a lot of money, put it in the Elvis Museum, and I sold it, but I still regret that to this day because the King was in the building.
The King definitely was here at Gallery Furniture in Houston, Texas. Are you an Elvis fan?
I'm a huge Elvis fan. I still listen to Elvis Presley every day. And remember, the one thing that never left him was his voice.
Oh, wow. That's great, Mattress Mack. Did you see him when he came to the Astrodome?
I lived in Dallas. I saw him in concert in Dallas one time. And in fact, a guy that we used to buy furniture from went to high school with Elvis, had lots of Elvis stories.
At Humes High School in Memphis, Tennessee. That's pretty
it.
cool. So Dallas Sportatorium, was it the...
I don't know where
you don't
it was.
You don't remember that?
It was way back when.
So, okay, so where was that Continental at? Was it just right here in the showroom, or was it?
It was right over here. Had a special place for it, and people loved it, and it was a classic automobile, and like I said, while it was here, the King was definitely in the building with us.
But so you just one day just decided that I'm going to buy Elvis memorabilia.
Yeah, well, I did. There was an auction, and this guy named Guernsey from Guernsey's auction house told me a big Elvis auction's coming up. Next thing I knew, I'd spent lots of money at that auction, but I don't regret it to this day. It was great memorabilia and a great part of the Gallery Furniture history.
So when Elvis fans come here to Houston, Texas, they have to come here to Gallery Furniture and meet Mattress Mack.
Come here to Gallery Furniture, meet Mattress Mack, buy some furniture, and get the Elvis good vibe.
That's perfect, man. Hey, I appreciate you telling us about this today, man. And
long live the King.
You're a TikTok star now. I've been watching you, and hey, keep doing your thing, man.
Thank you.
Let's learn a little history of the Continental Mark II that Elvis is standing beside here in this photo. This photo was captured in 1956 while Elvis was on tour in Florida, and that is where he bought the Continental Mark II that we're about to learn about. This is the car that Mattress Mack once owned inside this store at Gallery Furniture. Here's the receipt. Elvis paid $10,688 for the Continental Mark II on August the 4th, 56. Looks like he paid $7,173 that day, and he traded in his Lincoln car that he drove from Biloxi to Miami. This is that car. He parked it there at the hotel downtown Miami, and all the fans wrote on the car. So I'm sure this was kind of frustrating to Elvis. He had all these girls writing on his car, leaving their phone numbers. Look here. Don't be cruel. Please call 89-9157 something PL 8-5967. So if that was you and you're watching, let me know if Elvis ever gave you a call. Here is the Continental Mark II that once was in Gallery Furniture that Mattress Mack owned. It's now at Graceland. You can see it on tour of Graceland. It's probably my favorite car that Elvis once owned. And how did Elvis come to buy this? I think the real history is because of his friend, this guy, William Buddy Conrad, June Wanico's friend in Biloxi, Mississippi. Buddy owned a mint green Continental II back in 1956 before Elvis owned his Continental. Buddy let June and Pat drive up to Gulf Hills to see Elvis in his mint green, and it made Elvis mad because he had no idea who's this guy that let my girl ride his Continental to see me. Of course, Elvis would meet Buddy and they would become friends, but I truly believe that is why Elvis got his white Continental Mark II in Miami, because Buddy was with Elvis there on August 4th, 56. June was there and Pat Napier was there. And Buddy drove his mint green to Miami with Elvis, June, and Pat, and Red, and I believe Gene Smith. So that is where I believe Elvis truly got the inspiration to buy that Continental Mark II in Florida. Here's my friend Rick Crofts actually in the Lincoln Continental Mark II inside of Gallery Furniture, where Mattress Mack once owned. This is how I learned about Mattress Mack owning this Elvis memorabilia. And here's Elvis inside that same car, the same seat that Rick was sitting at once upon a time. Now let's learn a little history about Mattress Mack. This was a book that he had. Elvis is on the Lot. Mattress Mack, The American Dream Lives On. You can buy this book on Amazon. But who is Mattress Mack? I find Mattress Mack very fascinating, like Elvis. Mattress Mack has taken care of business and he's created something really cool that you have to check out when you're in Houston. I'm telling you, Gallery Furniture, you got to go there. Got to go and explore it, just like you're going to do on this episode. But how did Mattress Mack become Mattress Mack? Well, what I've learned is he figured it out. He figured out how important marketing was for your business. That's the type of business that I'm in. Mattress Mack, back in the day, he decided to buy local television advertisements and film a commercial to promote his furniture store. And here's Mattress Mack during one of his film shoots. He's actually a mattress in this commercial, and he's holding the money. Always the money. But Mattress Mack, what I learned was he did this first commercial, and one day he went to see how the editing was going. And he watched the commercial, and he didn't really like it. So he decided, I'm going to do the voiceover. So Mattress Mack, he recorded his own voiceover for his business because there's no one else that knows your business like yourself. And Mattress Mack, I believe, just put his natural energy into that. And he created a character, which would become Mattress Mack. He bought local television advertisement, and he would run this commercial at certain times at night, and I believe during sporting events there in Houston and things, and it just took off from there, and he became very popular locally. And now this is a cool photo of him after he made that $10 million bet for the Astros last year to win the World Series. Yeah, Mattress Mack bet $10 million that the Astros would win, and he won $75 million. And on his bet, he bet for his furniture store. If the World Series was won by the Astros, then all of his customers that spent $5,000 or more on furniture, you got all your money back. And your furniture was free. And he's doing that again this year. So 2023, you buy $5,000 worth of furniture at Gallery Furniture, you could walk away with $5,000 worth of furniture free if the Astros repeat. They did it last year. Mattress Mack, $75 million. So like I said, he took care of business just like Elvis. Doing this research, I learned that Mattress Mack had a boxing match with Muhammad Ali. Yeah, let me repeat that. Mattress Mack had a boxing match with Muhammad Ali. Let's learn the story. Mattress Mack said it was back in the late 70s, probably 78, and I was in the health club business in Dallas, Texas. There was a big promotion at Market Hall, Muhammad Ali Appreciation Day, and my wife Linda and I took out a booth so we could sell memberships. I remember when we walked in, we noticed we were the only Caucasians in the place, and that was fine. We were there to sell memberships. A boxing ring was set up in the middle of the main room. Ali was to spar a few rounds with local heavyweights. These local guys were trying to tear Ali's head off, but he was just playing with them. Ali was the greatest of all time, and these guys thought they could make a name for themselves if they got some shots in. They never touched him. When he was done with those guys, he got on the microphone and asked if anybody in the crowd wanted to fight him. He was clowning around, but I raised my hand and said, "I'll fight you." I had done a little Golden Gloves boxing in the day. I was in pretty good shape. I weighed about 190 pounds back then. Ali looked at Mattress Mack and announced, "Here comes the Great White Hope." Mattress Mack climbed through the ropes and began lacing up his gloves. I couldn't believe it. Imagine the thrill. I was going to box Muhammad Ali. Ali walked across the ring to Mattress Mack, put his arms around him and whispering something in his ear. Ali was up to something. The bell rang and I started welling away on Muhammad Ali. I was hitting him with everything I had. He was leaning against the ropes, doing his rope-a-dope thing. I kept swinging. At the end of the first round, Ali staggered back to his corner, acting like he was hurt. He was huffing and puffing and rubbing his ribs and wincing. The bell rang for round 2. Mattress Mack started pounding away at the champ again. No letting up. Left, rights, uppercuts, hooks, everything but the kitchen sink. Ali grabbed Mattress Mack in a clinch and told the future furniture salesman, "Now." That is when Mattress Mack swung from his heels and connected on Ali's chin with a left-right combination. Down goes Ali. The referee counted to 10, signaled for the bell, and raised Mattress Mack's hand. Ali's handlers rushed into the ring and tried to revive the champ. Mattress Mack took the microphone and started screaming, "Get up, boy! Get up, boy!" Then to the crowd, "Did you see me knock out that boy?" Boy, was that ever a dumb thing to yell in front of, except my wife, an all-black crowd. The crowd got real quiet, said Mattress Mack. Somebody asked Linda, "Are you with him?" She said, "No, I'm not with him." Then Ali got up with a big smile across his face and told the crowd it was his idea for me to call him boy. He was laughing at the whole thing. That was what he whispered to me before the fight, that he would let me knock him out and I should start yelling boy to the crowd. That was something I will never forget. I knocked out Muhammad Ali, the greatest. And that is a photo of Mattress Mack and Muhammad Ali during this boxing match. And as you and some of you will know that Muhammad Ali and Elvis was friends. Muhammad Ali loved Elvis and Elvis loved Muhammad Ali. So another Elvis Presley connection with Mattress Mack and the greatest of all time, the champ, Muhammad Ali. Mattress Mack is also known as a really great giver. He has opened gallery furniture to people that needed housing after Hurricane Katrina and Harvey and Ida. So he's opened the doors and allowed people to actually sleep at gallery furniture in a time of need. And I learned that I believe that giving part of his psyche, of his personality, came from his dad. He gives his dad credit for instilling that part into his life. And Mattress Mack is, like I said, probably the coolest guy in Houston. So, if you're in Houston, Texas, listening to me, you have to visit Gallery Furniture. And if you're looking for furniture or a mattress, Mattress Mack is the man, because he will save you money. So now let's explore Gallery Furniture.
Alright guys, so when you come here to Houston, Texas, here's a sign, Astros win it all 2023. If you buy $5,000 or more in Gallery Furniture mattress sets, accessories, or anything included, marked down items and take immediately delivery. And if the Astros win it all, your purchase is free. And they won it all last year. And all these customers got their purchases for free here at Gallery Furniture. And you see how cool Mattress Mack was. To talk a little bit about his Elvis memorabilia, I'm going to show you some photos that I have of the place. Check that out. I'm gonna go. That's from that show, right?
I believe the day I visited, they were celebrating Mattress Mack's birthday. And the Astros season opener had just happened. So they had cake, and it was good.
So they have snacks here for customers. Check that out. And right there. Pretty cool beds, couch set there and chair. All right, guys, so they actually still have some Elvis stuff here. Now look at this. This is, I'm sure that's original Elvis recording Aloha from Hawaii, January 4th, 1973. Available now on RCA records and tapes. That is real cool. Never seen that before. Aloha from Hawaii album. Aggressive Elvis, yeah. And there's Colonel Parker and Elvis, and you know, a lot of you hate Colonel Parker, but if it wasn't for the Colonel, I don't know if Elvis is the superstar that we know today. See this photo right here of Elvis on a motorcycle? I have located that location. Haven't done a video on it yet, but I know where that was captured once upon a time, so stay tuned. Here's Elvis when he died, Houston Chronicle. Put all of the pictures in his paper from his life. Elvis the King of Rock dead at 42. Wow. Is that signed? Oh no. Is that Elvis and Anne Margaret, the love that never died? We know that's true. It's a pretty cool look magazine. So the king is still represented here. And so the king of rock and roll is still somewhat represented here at Gallery Furniture. So come check it out. And they have the Memphis Press and commercial appeal papers there. But yeah, guys, what a cool place. Look at that painting. So here is some pretty cool things. There's Mattress Mack back in the 60s.
Yeah.
Willie Mays.
$25.
Willie Mays signed that.
$25.
Wow. Cool things here. Is that signed by him? Look here. There he is. It's a cool photo of Elvis here. And remember, if you want to change the world, start off by making your bed every day. You'll learn that if you can't do the little things right, you will never be able to complete the bigger things. And I try to make my bed every day. Now, I don't do a great job at it because, you know, I'm a guy, but I try my best. You can even eat here at Gallery Furniture. Mattress Mack there.
Yeah.
Globetrotting with Trey. Gallery Furniture Basketball.
This was a unique table that you can set on in the dining area, Gallery Furniture. Check out this place. I mean, they have a restaurant inside a furniture store. I tell you, Mattress Mack, he knows what he's doing. He knows what he is doing. Also, I like how the walls are decorated with memorabilia and Houston Astros photos of some of the players, some of the legends, and all these quotes on the wall, because it's very inspiring because you're reading these quotes and it's just stuff that's going to stand out to you. And then you can come in here and just test out these reclining chairs while you're surrounded by all this cool stuff on the walls.
Cool, that sign right there. Alex Bergman. So of course he's a huge Astros fan. For the right reasons. They just won him $75 million last year. Life offers you a second chance. It's called tomorrow. Suit up. Yeah, so check out this. Premium goods. Mattress Mack. Newsflash, Mattress Mack wins record $72.6 million. It's pretty cool. Save your money, Mattress Mack. Go Astros. So guys, the Lincoln Continental was parked somewhere right out here, just in the middle of this showroom, once upon a time. And actually you could come here and they'd let you sit in the car and take photos, like my friend Richard here. Check out Richard sitting in Elvis Presley's Lincoln Mock Continental. It's not here anymore, as Mattress Mack just told you. Mac just told you that he wish he never sold it, of course, because the king was in the building. That is pretty neat right there. Here's Mattress Mack with President Bush. Pete Sampras. So here's some cool photos of Mattress Mack, Paul, the chopper guy. That's McConaughey, isn't it? Where is that? Some NBA players. Mac and Linda, without you, we'd just be another basketball team. You're Houston Rockets family. That's pretty cool, pretty cool. And then there's some cool basketball players, autographs here. Coach Tom Donovich, Rudy T. Tracy McGrady. I like Tracy McGrady. There's Harden and Yao Ming. Oh, here's the 95 NBA Finals towel when the Rockets won the championship. Keem the Dream Elijah won. But yeah, guys, this is the showroom right here. And somewhere in this area is where Elvis memorabilia once was. Here at Gallery Furniture, and I highly invite you to check this place out. If you're ever in Houston, Texas, it's worth a stop. Really cool place, and you may look at the 1970 team. You may end up walking away with some furniture. $5,000 worth if the Astros win this year. You get your furniture for free. Can they repeat? Will Mattress Mack be even richer? Stay tuned to find out.
It's like you're at a movie theater inside Gallery Furniture. We need freedom to shape our future. We need profit to remain free. And I was in town during the Final Four in Houston, Texas, so they were giving away all these basketballs. And I believe Mattress Mack, he was sponsoring one of the Final Four teams during the 2023 Final Four. There he is, behind the desk where you can meet him and see him every day at his store. It's hard to beat a person who never gives up. I noticed this poster hanging on the wall at Gallery Furniture of Chuck Norris's movie Sidekicks. And through a little research, I learned that Mattress Mack actually was the executive producer of the movie. He put up the money to make this Chuck Norris film, and he and Chuck are great friends. This is a photo of Chuck actually at Gallery Furniture a few years ago. Chuck's Kickstart for Kids Foundation is all around the Houston area, and it's cool to know that Mattress Mack was the executive producer of Sidekicks, because that's one of my favorite Chuck Norris films. If you've never seen it, make sure to check it out if you can. Also, Chuck was friends with Elvis. Chuck actually hung out with Elvis in the 70s after a concert. Chuck talked about it in his autobiography. And Chuck Norris also trained Priscilla Presley in karate. So that's some more Elvis history with Chuck Norris and Mattress Mack. If If you're looking for a new mattress or furniture and you're in Houston, Texas, Globetrotting with Trey recommends Gallery Furniture because, like Elvis, Mattress Mack took care of business and created something cool. And he loves the king of rock and roll, so go and check him out and support Gallery Furniture and let him know Globetrotting with Trey sent you.
So Mattress Mack even is friends with my favorite wrestler of all time. It says, Gallery Furniture, hell yeah, Stone Cold Steve Austin. You can go right over here. There's a heck of a picture with Stone Cold and Mattress Mack. That's a real Steve right there, smiling. And that's the bottom line. Come to Gallery Furniture, because Stone Cold said so.
So if the Houston Astros win it all, and you spend over $5,000 this year at Gallery Furniture, you get free furniture. Thanks for watching this episode of Globetrotting with Trey.